Yeah. We are live now, and just shortly, I'm going to be having Aphrodite joining me on today's uh, program. Yeah, it's an unusual program actually, so um, I don't have a name for it. So I think in my mind, I will call it uh, Life Matters. For now, there's no name for it. So why you join me? Okay, I'm expecting her to join us any moment from now. Why you join me? I just want to talk about what today is all about. Today is actually about someone who had issues in the past with the popular cancer, and it was almost going to claim a life. It has claimed the life of almost anybody it comes across, but she was able to survive it, and it's been for 15 years now. It's going to be 16 years this year. It's not been easy. It has come with a lot of ups and downs, and what that means is for the person who survived it, life has not really been interesting. And I would say that is one of the reasons why we are having this platform so that she can share her story with as many as possible that may be somewhere who have not found life to be interesting. So I wanted to join us. I wanted to be part of this. I wanted to serve as an encouragement to this person and to as many people that are not even here, to as many people that cannot even speak out about this situation. So I want us to share, you know, with empathy this experience. I want us to share with empathy, everything about this. I'm expecting her to join us. I absolutely don't know why she's not here yet. Yeah, you are good to join us now. Hello, hello. Okay, you can join us now. Don't know why she's not finding it easy to come online. Said it and expect that she joins us same time from now. So why she joins us? Yeah, we're going to be talking about cancer. Uh, Cancer is a deadly disease, and one of the simplest definitions I have for cancer is cancer to be set of cells who refuse to die. They refuse to die. They refuse to keep growing. They refuse to. They want to keep growing. They want to keep growing. They don't want to die. So they lead to quite a lot of issues for humans. They lead to quite a lot of problems for humans used to die. Um, just a moment. Let me see if I can get in touch with her. She's telling me she's not finding it easy to join. Here. We are here. Okay. Wow.
Hi.
I'm so sorry we kept you waiting, but we are finally here. And Aphrodite is here too. It's good to be here, and it's awesome to have you. You're welcome. Can you let us hear your voice a bit?
You said my name wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My name is Aphrodite, not Aphrodite.
Yeah, Aphrodite. Aphrodite. Sorry about that.
No,
I
that's
should have
okay.
I should have mastered it well before now. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Many times we do the typing than the pronunciation. It's good to
Mhm.
have you. I'm so excited about the fact that you came through all the same. Thank you so much. I'm so
You're
grateful.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, today is actually about you, and I'm privileged to have you here today. The world wants to listen to you. The world wants to hear you. You have an experience. You have uh, a wealthy kind of history that cannot be bought. You have that kind of story that nobody own it if it's not given to them. And it's a motivation for the world. It's a joy for the world. And I want to believe that people are going to be motivated. People are going to be inspired hearing your story. Everybody in the world today, they are going through one challenge or the other. The thing is, we have all got ways how to take care of our challenges. We have all got ways how to be fine. When we pass through challenges. But the thing is, there's no one without a challenge. They are just in different forms and different categories, different types of them. So I like you to just introduce yourself, and from there, I start to take you on as you share your experience with us, and we move on from there.
Okay, so my name is Aphrodite. I'm a 15-year survivor of breast cancer, going on 16 years. Um, and I'm here to tell my story.
You're
Alive and
welcome.
well. I'm a Wonder Woman. Like you said, I'm a Wonder Woman.
Beautiful. Yeah, I know that you are a Wonder Woman. Like I will always say, nobody can buy anybody's experience. And when we see the experiences that are worth it, we say hi to them. We really, personally, I give great kudos to your kind of experience. It's a great one, and only great someone like you can survive it. And it's a pleasure that you are not ashamed of it. And uh, why you're not ashamed of it is because you have been called out, into a separate kind of world, to a separate kind of tribe of people without color, of people that transcend generations, to tell them your story. And through that, you encourage them. Through that, you empower them to become, really strong and to be able to fight this devil called cancer. Earlier today, I was speaking with you and I told you that you are called out to stop as many as possible that the devil wants to kill with cancer. And that's your purpose. I see that strongly. I can feel it, very intensely in my heart that you are called it. You are an eagle meant to soar. Everything that happened to you in life was just an attempt to see how they can stop you from flying. But it's time over for all of them. They tried it, they failed on arrival. And that's why I'm so confident about the fact that you are going places. It doesn't matter. Look at it, whether 15 or 50, it doesn't matter. What really matters is that you are aware to purpose and you are ready to go head on and get things done. It's the joy for me, and I'm so happy about that. Your experience is priceless. Like I said, it's what nobody can buy. You deserve the strength given to you to be able to survive it. And with that strength, I know you're going to be inspiring our world and sharing a lot with them. I want you to, quickly, on a general note, tell us about cancer. When you tell us about cancer, then we take it from there and gradually we go into the,
Are you talking about
bottom
my
line.
experience? Are you talking
Yeah,
about my experience or when just cancer in general?
no, no, you talk about cancer in general, then we move from there into your experience. We are going to, eat it big with your experience because we are not coming up like professors or doctors who don't have the experience. We are not coming up from what we have done research on, what we have read about. No, we are coming from experience. But
Hmm.
we want to be able to bring people from that place of known to unknown. So many people will be able to enter through the door of, okay, what is cancer? Before they now begin to see it in other people's experience and like that. So it's going to be nice to just hear from you. Tell us something about cancer. What you think people need to know about cancer? How
Well,
deadly it
cancer
is? Yeah.
cancer is first of all scary diagnosis because the first time you hear about cancer, you think about death. That's the first time you hear about any cancer diagnosis is death. But it does not have to be that way. Any type of cancer, whether it's breast, lung, colon, prostate, skin, we're all there for one thing, to get better and to survive the disease. Because if we don't, cancer will take, it's like World War III. Cancer will take a control of our body and we will not be able to fight it. A lot of emotions play into cancer. I know I'm speaking from experience, but the reason why I want to do this for everybody for all types of cancer because it hits me, excuse me, home. My father was a perfect example. He had lung cancer back in the 20th century before any of these treatments came out. Okay. And he couldn't survive it. He had gone through 2 chemotherapy treatments, but by then the cancer had spread all over his body. So he couldn't fight it. He gave up. I lost him. I lost my father at the age of 21. He was only 63. He had his whole life ahead of him and he died. So now I said to myself, what am I going to do without my father in my life? Because it was very difficult growing up without having a father, you know, especially to cancer. That's why I say to people, your emotions play a big part when you have cancer. Okay. Number one, this is the one thing you got to remember. When you get a diagnosis like that, you got to make sure you have a support system, family, friends. If you don't have family and friends, you've got the doctors, the nurses, the volunteers, or someone who's actually been through the illness to walk it through with you, to be there for you. Okay, that's important because guess what? You are not going to do this by yourself. You're not going to come to me and say, I'm going to fight this disease by myself. You're not. You're going to give up because your emotions are going to take over and they're going to tell you you're not going to survive. They're going to tell you, oh, I don't have anybody in my life. I don't have any friends. Nobody's going to care if I live or die. So I'm just going to give up. You cannot have that mentality when you're fighting cancer. Cancer will take over your whole body. You have to have that support system. I was lucky enough to have that support system. I would have given up if I didn't have my family. Now think of it in those terms. That's why cancer to me is important. I don't care. It's not just breast cancer. It's breast, lung, colon, prostate, any type of cancer. We are all in it to fight this war. We are all going to come out survivors. We are all going to come out winners. There are no losers. That the day that you say to me, the day that you say to me, I'm ready to give up, that means that cancer has won. If you say, I'm going to give up, that means you're not trying. Cancer will have won and you will have gone from this earth. People need you. Do you understand that? Your family needs you. People in this world, you matter to them. I am here to tell about it 15 years later. I got it when I was 35. That's pretty young. There was no history of it in my family at all. No history. Not from my mother's, not from my father's. It was a struggle. It was a big struggle just to be able to tell the story. And for many years before that, I could not tell my story because I was ashamed. I was ashamed. I didn't want to tell anybody I was battling an illness. I didn't want to tell anybody that I survived cancer. I was trying to forget about it. I wasn't ready, but now I'm ready. Why should I be ashamed to tell my story? Why should I be ashamed to hide from my diagnosis? I want to be able to help others out there and tell them, look, you're going to be scared. You're going to have these emotions. You're going to want to give up. The key is to not give up, to persevere, to come out a winner. So again, cancer is on one side. You're on the other side. So you have the ammunition to fight cancer. You have your doctors and nurses giving you the ammunition, all the medication, all that poison. That's what they call it, poison. But it's good poison, fighting off the cancer cell. You have your family. I had my family. They were my cheering section. They forced me to get better. I was ready to give up because I couldn't take it. I could not take the illness. It was too much for me. I was staring death in the face, okay? Now, let me tell you my story, okay? This is exactly how it happened. I want people of every walk of life. It could be men, women, children, but basically women and men. Let me tell you exactly what happened when I found it, okay? I was 35 years old, okay? I was doing a breast examination just to see if I had anything, okay? I found something in my left breast. And at the time, I didn't think anything of it, so I let it go. But I kept going back to it. And I looked at it, and it felt like a marble was inside my breast, and it was moving around. But I didn't go right away to the doctor because I thought to myself, it will go away by itself. That's the mentality I had when I was at that age. But I said to myself, you know what? I have to go in. I have to go in to see what it is. I want peace of mind. Because if I hold off, it might be something worse. But guess what? When I went to the doctor, and because I waited, and they did the biopsy, it came back malignant. She said to me, you have a 9-centimeter tumor growing in your left breast. You need to have that taken out right away or you could die. That's basically what it is. It's either take the tumor out and die, or keep the tumor in your body and just pretend like it's not there. In other words, just you'll die anyway. So I went to the doctor, to an oncologist. They did a test. They ran some CAT scans. They did some tests. And at the time, they told me, you have advanced metastatic breast cancer. Metastatic means cancer can go to another part of your body. So at the time, they thought it went to my lungs. And that's why they said, we have to get you right away. You got to do 6 months of chemotherapy to get that tumor out of your body, or else you're going to die. So that's what I did. I went through 6 months of aggressive chemotherapy. Now, everybody's afraid of that. What's chemotherapy like? What does it do to your body? Well, you go through many changes in your body. You lose your hair. You lose your sense of taste. You can't enjoy food. I felt like a 90-year-old woman in a 35-year-old body because I couldn't move around. The drugs paralyzed me. I couldn't even walk. There's so many different symptoms, but not everybody gets the symptoms. Depending on the type of cancer, depending on the diagnosis, not many people get those symptoms. I went through everything. I landed in the hospital twice. I had a kidney attack. I had, again, I could not move. I lost my sense of taste. All my hair fell out. It was horrible. I looked like a human skeleton. That's basically what I looked like because I lost a lot of weight. I couldn't eat anything. So I went through the chemo, and then the drug now this is important. The drug they used to treat the cancer at the time was for colon cancer. My oncologist said to me, we are going to use it for breast cancer and see what happens. That drug alone cost $10,000. $10,000. A lot of insurance companies wouldn't look at it. My insurance company gave the approval. Okay, use the drug on her and see what happens. So guess what? 6 months after the chemo was done, I went back to the doctor again, and he said to me, your tumor is completely gone because that drug worked. It saved your life. I came out the victor from that. The tumor was completely gone. And the initial diagnosis, which they thought it had gone to my lungs, it did not go into my lungs. I had some other type of illness, but it's not life-threatening. So I came out the winner, but I survived it. I'm able to tell you, I did not give up. I wanted to give up, and I didn't. My family forced me. My mother, my late mother, God rest her soul, she got me to where I am. She thought I was going to die. You know, she lost her husband previously. She goes, I refuse to lose my daughter. I refuse to, she's the baby in the family. I refuse to lose my daughter because if I lose my daughter, then that's it. It's over for me. Her job as a mother would have been done if she had lost me. So I held on for her. I had a reason to live. I had my family, my nieces and nephew, at the time they were young. They said, we need you. You have a purpose in life. You have a story to tell. You have to survive. You have to fight this. If you don't, think of all the millions of people that are going to give up because you gave up. But now that you're here and you're alive and well, you can lead people. Anybody who's going through cancer or has gone through it and then got it again, because sometimes you're not so lucky a second time. Knock on wood, I did not get it back a second time. I'm the lucky one. But it's not to say that if I had gotten it back again, I would have done things differently. I would have taken myself to the doctor right away if I found something. I would have gotten it treated so that it wouldn't lead to another cancer diagnosis. Because the one thing you need to do is and I'm going to tell this to everybody so everybody knows, when you find something in your body, whatever part of your body it is, and it wasn't there before, and you're not sure what it is, go to the doctor. Don't waste time. Go to the doctor and get it checked. It's a matter of life and death. Don't be like me. Wait till the last minute and find out that you have a tumor growing in your breast that could kill you. Because that's what I did. I waited. If I would have gone earlier, I would have had my breast. It would have been benign. I would have had my breast and we wouldn't have gone through this whole diagnosis. But I can't take back what I did. I can't go back and change it. And because of this now, after I've gotten better, because my emotions again took over, I got a second chance at life. But I regret it because I think back to my father. My father didn't get a second chance, and I did, and I feel guilty. But then I was told by my family that yes, he didn't get a second chance because he gave up. You didn't. You pushed through and you survived it. So you should be proud of that. And I'm sure he would be proud of you too if he was here to see it. Because I will be honest with you, I don't think if my father was alive, I don't think he could have witnessed what I went through. I think it would have hurt him. He would have been in the hospital. Because he does not want to, no parent wants to see their child suffer. My mother held it together. She almost gave up. They were actually planning my funeral for me because when they heard cancer, metastatic, lung, everybody in my family was planning my funeral. They didn't have any belief in me. And I said, wait a minute now. Let's not plan the funeral. Let's plan victory and celebration. I'm going to make this. I have to. I was 35, going on 36. I have a life to lead. I have a story to tell. I have to be here. I have still a lot of life left. I'm not ready to go. God is telling me it's not your time yet. You have a purpose in life. You have a purpose in life. You need to help all those people that are out there that are struggling right now. You need to tell them, hey, look, you cannot give up the fight. If you give up, cancer will beat you. Think about it that way. You're in a war, okay? You have everybody on your side. You've got your family, the doctors, the nurses, whoever's on your side helping you beat this disease. But you yourself have to do the work. They're not going to do the work for you. You have to do the work. And you have to say to yourself, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to survive, and I'm going to be able to tell my story and tell people know that, hey, look, I did it. I'm here. Living proof. You're seeing it right now before your eyes. I'm here. But I wasn't able to tell my story back in the day. And there's another thing you need to know. There's anybody out there listening. when you survive this illness, again, your emotions are going to take over. But if someone comes up to you and says, now, because me, I lost my breast. I don't have a breast. I don't, I have a defect, but I don't call it that. You know what I call it? My battle scar, my medal. I don't
Yeah.
look at it as a defect or a flaw. It's a battle scar because you won the war against cancer. This is your medal. You're like Purple Heart. This is your medal. So what I'm going to say to everybody here, so whatever type of cancer you had, and somebody comes up to you and says, you are not a whole person because you're missing a body part, well, this is the thing that everyone should listen and learn. Body parts do not make human beings. Human beings make human beings. You do not define somebody because of the body part that they're missing. You don't do that. You don't ever do that. If you come up to me and say, you're not a complete person, well, I am a complete person. Because I don't have my breasts, that doesn't mean I'm not complete. Think of it that way. That's your battle scar. That's your medal. You should be proud of it. You should embrace your defect and flaw. But you're 100% of a person. Think about that. I want people to know that. I want people to know that because a lot of people get ashamed when they're missing an arm or a leg or something from a disease. Don't be ashamed. And don't let those people tell you otherwise. They don't know what you've been through. You could have been born with something like that. You could have had an illness. You could have gotten into a car accident. Nobody knows your story except you. You should be proud of who you are. You are a complete 100% human being with or without a body part. You are still a person because a body part does not make a human being. That's all I'm going to say on that. I want people to hear that. Because my mission in life is to help as many people as I can with my story. And I'll give you another example here, because you had told me this too, and we had talked about this. Chadwick Boseman, okay? He had cancer for 4 years, colon cancer, okay? 4 years. He hid that from the public for whatever reason. The only people who knew that he was really sick was his own family. I can understand and I can respect that, but and I don't want to sound any alarms, and I don't want people attacking me on this, but I think either he was afraid to tell people that he had an illness, because you're in a celebrity public eye. You've got fans, you've got people that you work with, you're in the spotlight, or he was ashamed. Now, if I had met him in person, I would tell him, look, let me tell you my story of how I got through it. And what I wasn't ashamed of my illness. I went out there and I did what I did, and look at me now. I'm here to tell the story 15 years later. He was, and the difference between me and him, there is a similarity and a difference. We both were diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. The only difference is his had gone on to stage 4 even when he was fighting his treatments. He was working and fighting his treatments at the same time, but it didn't help. The cancer had spread to all parts of his body. That's why he died. Think about that. I had stage 3 advanced metastatic, but at the time they thought it was in my lungs and they thought I was going to die, and I didn't. So there's your difference right there. Because when you said to me, oh, you're kind of like him, and in the sense that he didn't survive, but you did, and you are here to tell your story. And you're right, I am here to tell my story, but I wasn't ashamed. I think he was ashamed. I don't think nobody would have, you know what I think? I think we would have rallied around him. I know I would have. I said, you will get through it. I got through it. He was 43 when he passed. I almost died. I was 35. There's a big age difference right there. But I'm here to talk about it, and wasn't ashamed, that I didn't hide from the world. I had my family there forcing me to get better. I had the doctors and nurses pushing me to get better. So I'm here. He's not. But to this day, I'm haunted by his death because of what he could have been. If he would have said something, if he would have announced it to the world, I think we would have all rallied around him. I think we would have been there to be his support, not just his family, but everybody. Think about that.
Yeah, you're correct.
But I'm still haunted by him now. That's the problem. Because I look at myself and I think I got the second chance. Well, no, I got the second chance, but he didn't. And I don't think he fought hard
Yeah,
enough. But like I said, I do not want to slander his name. I don't want to do anything like that. I looked up to him, and I was inspired by him, and I watched the great talent that he had. But I could have, and I said to myself, if he would have told his story, if he would have announced to the world, I think we would have all rallied around him to get better. There's nothing to be ashamed of having cancer. Don't be ashamed of the disease you have. Why would you want to be ashamed? Look at me. I fought through it in my worst time. I landed in the hospital twice because I didn't think I was going to make it. I thought I was going to die. And I got through it. If I hadn't gotten through it, you know what would have happened? I would have just given up and let cancer take me, and I would have been gone. And then there would have been no story, no nothing. My family would have had to bury me at that age. My mother would have had a heart attack, and she would have died right behind me because she said to me, I will not let you die. You are not going to die. You are going to live, and you are going to survive, and you're going to make good with your life, and you're going to go and you're going to help other people, and you're going to tell your story, and you're going to be there for everybody. You will not die. I will not let you. That's what she said to me. She said to me, you will not die. So how can I say no to that? I fought, and I'm here. And I'm telling people out there, please, if you find something in your body, do not have a mentality that's going to go away by itself. Go get yourself checked, whatever it is. Do not be like me. You do not want to be like me. I encourage anybody with any type of cancer, go get yourself checked. Better to be safe than sorry. Choose life over death. Choose to live, not die. That's how I see it.
wow, really interesting. You know, you talked about how you are still haunted by Chadwick Boseman. The thing is, I feel like you are raised up at this time by the hand of God so that you can stop as many as possible whose story support his own, you know, from
Mhm.
going that path. I am so optimistic about the fact that you are raised as a voice that is not ashamed. You are raised as a light bearer. You are raised, that pathfinder for cancer. I have that strong in my heart that people will no longer die of cancer because you are here. Uh, a lot of people don't know how to help people out of this situation. Sometimes they, out of concern, without the appropriate care, they push these people to the way of death because they don't know how to attend to them. They've not been there. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to go about it. And what I see is I see you as that voice that is going to raise uh, a nation, a nation without color, a nation cutting across every person on planet Earth, where we can have comfort, where we can have encouragement for people who suffer sin, so that they will not go. Because many times, psychologically, it's been proven that when you
Mhm.
are emotionally balanced, you have the strength to recover from any kind of disease or sickness. But when there's emotional bankruptcy, people tends to on a certain process or not even come out of it. So what I feel is think it's going to look like if you are invited to World Health Organization about this experience, and what do you think is going to be happening if you create a strategic network across the globe of people who have had this same issue and then say, hey, look at me. I'm not ashamed. I am here. I am talking to you. I've got my breastplate of victory. It's not a scar for me to be ashamed of. It is a scar for me to say, hey, if I can make it, you can make it. I feel like you're going to be that kind of voice. I see it already, not just a feeling. I see you going around the world and motivating people to get out of that death zone and get into, the place of life. So what do you think is going to look like if maybe after this session you got hit by World Health Organization to come talk about uh, cancer as a subject matter, and how people can be helped out of it, because there are so many reasons why people can be affected by this disease, and sometimes they are unexplainable. However, everybody deserves care for them to recover.
There is one thing I do want to do though. If I were to address people about this illness, I would show them my battle scar. That's one thing I would do. Because for a long time I was scared to show this. I was scared to show people what I had gone through. I think if you saw the actual battle scar, if I presented it to the people and show them, look, if you don't take your life seriously, take a look at this. Okay, this is what I had gone through when I had my diagnosis, when I had my tumor. I don't have a breast anymore, but I don't consider that a body part. I consider that a medal. It's a medal because I fought a war. See, if you go into a lot of the countries, like the poor countries, their health system is not as, they don't have enough of the resources that we have here in America in terms of the health system. So that's why a lot of people give up on beating the cancer. Number one, it is expensive. A lot of people don't have insurance. So how are they going to get through this disease? Well, we have to find ways where we can make it affordable for people to physically go in there, get the treatment that they need so they can fight this disease. Because here in America, if you have cancer, you go in, if you're lucky enough to have insurance, which I did at the time, and it wasn't good insurance, but it was insurance, I got through it. I was able to get through it. I was able to get my treatment. I was able to get treated by the doctors, and look how I came out. I came out stronger than when I went in. You go into other countries around the world, they do not have those resources. We have to do something about that to make it affordable, to make it easier for people to go in there and say, I'm going to get this treated because I don't want to die. I have a chance at a life. I have a chance of making a difference. I have a chance of telling my story, just like she did. Look at her. She's your example. She's going to lead you into the next century. Well, hopefully, if I'm still around, she's going to lead you into the next century.
Yeah. Yeah,
but I
yeah.
do want them to be able to see that if you wait to go to the doctor to find out what is wrong with you, this is what's going to happen. If you have, now I'm just talking about breast cancer now, but all cancer in general, doesn't matter what kind of cancer. If you suspect something in your body and you have the mentality of, you know what, I'm not going to go right away, I'll wait. The more you wait, when you finally go to the doctor, the more that diagnosis of cancer is going to come out because you waited. You could save your life. It's the same thing with Chadwick. He had colon cancer, and I'm sure that, yes, he went in, he got his treatments, but guess what? I don't think right away he went in. I think right away he held off, saying, it's probably nothing. I will hold off. That's why I think the cancer went from stage 3 to stage 4, because he let it go. If you get in earlier, the quicker you can get it treated, the better for you. And that cancer right now, and I did my research, that cancer is curable if you get it in treated right away. It's curable. In other words, you don't put off. If you have something, you don't put off and say, you know what, I'm not going to go in right away. I'll just let it go. Don't do that. We're talking about your life here. Do you want to play Russian roulette with your life?
No.
No, you don't. You don't. Life is precious. Why would you want to risk your own life by having that attitude? Don't have that attitude. Force yourself to go in. I will get this treated, and I will have peace of mind. That's what you want to have, peace of mind. Yeah. But if you go in with the attitude of, it's nothing, I will wait. Well, with me, I didn't go in right away. I waited because I didn't know. I didn't know at the time. But when I went in and she told me I had cancer, I didn't even show any emotion because I knew right away. I knew right away that it was cancer and that it was going to kill me. I knew it. I didn't show any type of emotion. I wasn't crying. I wasn't screaming. I wasn't anything. But my family was another story. They cried because they thought I was going to die. That's why I say to everybody, I know that there are a lot of people in other countries that can't afford to go in and get it treated. But you know what? You know what's important? Don't think about the payment. Think about your life. Think about your life. You can't put a price on your life. You cannot put a price. There is no price tag on your life. The doctors are there to treat you. That's why we need better resources for people overseas and in those countries that are poor. Because you're not going to get top-notch treatment unless you come to America. And not many people can afford to do that. We have to do something to help them out. But we also have to say, look, this is a disease that can take your life. Cancer, think about it. It can mean death, but it doesn't have to. You can go in there, whatever it is, you get it treated before it becomes cancer. It could be a benign thing where you can get it treated and you come out and you're back to your life. But do not do what I did and wait like I did, because I can show you the results. I can say, look, this is what happened to me. Do you want to end up like me? You don't. If you value your life, you will get treated quicker. If you don't value your life, well, that means that you don't care. And if you don't care, then why should anybody else? You have a purpose. Your family, your friends, whoever's in your life, do it not for yourself, but do it for them. Don't let them bury you before it's your time to go. It's not your time to go. It's your time to
Yeah.
live. It's your time. It's your time to tell your story like I did. If I could be a
Yeah.
celebrity and I can go and I can tell this to every news station, I would. Take it seriously. Look at me. Look at me. I am your walking, talking miracle. I could have died
Hallelujah.
and I didn't.
Yeah.
I could have died. I'm the angel. I'm your angel of light. And this is what people said to me. You're the angel of light, not the angel of darkness. If you choose to go to the angel of darkness, you would have given up the fight.
Mhm.
Think of
Mhm.
think of it that way. The angel of light is guiding you, is helping you, is telling you you need to do this because this is important, right? And again, if I can make a movie of myself, I would be a bit part on this and tell you I've
Yeah.
done
Yeah.
the research on this. I've done my research on every cancer that's out there. For lung cancer, because it's important to me when my father had passed away. Breast cancer, because I've seen a lot of women. And there's another thing, age. There is no, cancer does not discriminate. Cancer doesn't care if you're a man, a woman, a child. It doesn't, you will get sick in your lifetime. The key is, again, if you see something, if you feel something, whatever part of your body, just go get it checked. Just do yourself that favor. Choose your life. Say to yourself, I have a lot to live for. And even if you don't have anybody in your life, well, the world needs you. You know, I'll be the first person to lead everybody. We'll form a channeling around you so you can get better. We will be your personal cheering section. That's what I always tell the world. We will be your personal cheering section. We want you
Yeah.
to get better because you matter to us. You matter. And for the billions of people in this world, you matter. Anybody who's out there who's going through the disease right now, struggling right now, do not give up. Fight. Fight to stay alive. Because guess what? If you do not fight, cancer will take over. And if cancer takes over, you're going to give up. That's why your emotions play a big part. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, how do your emotions come into the picture? Well, for me, if I did not have my family, I would have not gone to the doctor. I would have not gotten my treatment. I would have just given up and go quietly. That's why my emotions, your emotions will tell you one thing. You have the negative emotions, you get the positive emotions. Listen to the positive, get rid of the negative. The negative will tell you, I can't do this. It's too hard. I'm going to give up. I can't take the treatment. I can't take the pain. Now, force the negative emotions out and say to yourself, I'm going to survive. I'm going to be able to tell my story when this is all said and done, and I'm going to lead the people. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I want to do. That's why I've been doing all these podcasts. because it's important for people to understand that you have a choice: life, death. Life is precious, death is permanent. And if you have
I
the
like that.
attitude,
I like
you do.
that. I like that. Mhm.
But it's true. Life is
That's true.
precious.
Very correct. Yeah.
Death is permanent. You know what you is when people give up, it's like a form of suicide. Think about this. If you give up and you're letting the disease beat you, it's like you're giving into cancer. So cancer is going to say, well, okay, I'm going to take over your body now. Now the thing you have to do is just give up. I will take over, you will die. It's like suicide. When you're ready to jump off that cliff, suicide's on the other end saying, okay, jump off. It's kind of telling you to do that, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So you want those positive emotions to come forward. Say, look, I want to live. I have a lot of life left in me. I have family that needs me. I may have children. I may be married. Whoever's in your life, think about them. They don't want to be without you. They still need you in your life. That's important. So that's why I'm saying, for me, if I were to present myself on stage, which by the way, I would have stage fright. I will tell you that. I'll be very honest with you. I will show you my battle scar and be proud of it. This is what I did to fight cancer. I still have my battle scar, and I'm not ashamed anymore. I came out. I am the victor. I am Wonder Woman with the cape. That's what I am.
Great. 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 The story is just so refreshing, and I like I said before, it's a priceless experience. Nobody can buy it, nobody can pay for it, and it's beautiful. Life is precious, and death is permanent. Think about it. Don't mind me. Your name. I'm about to mess it up
Aphrodite.
again.
Well, go ahead. Here.
Aphrodite.
Mighty Aphrodite. All right. Think of it that the movie
Okay.
Mighty Aphrodite. Okay. Think of it that
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah. I think I like that idea. We are in front of the whole world now, and they can hear us. The thing about life is the law of attraction. Whatever you say, whatever you think, whatever you put your effort into doing, you are going to attract more of it. We are here as one of those obedience to the law of God, that we want help to come. Look at it. You already mentioned the title of the movie, and you know what? That we're going to be having a movie where you're going to talk about your story to the world, and seriously, it's going to be a great movie where everybody will be really thrilled to listen to the Wonder Woman, mighty Aphrodite. It's going to be really
Aphrodite. You're saying it
Aphrodite.
wrong.
Don't worry. No, forgive me. After this session, I'll come for a class so that you can train me on how to pronounce it correctly. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. That we're going to
Mhm.
have a movie that will be named for you to able to share to be able to share your experience with the world. And remember, I told you earlier on that we are going to be doing a book, and the title is "Survive, Not Ashamed."
Mhm.
People need to hear this story. People need to hear about this. And why we need to do this is when you make light popular.
Mhm.
There's a psychology with popularity. Many times people think that popularity means genuineness. Many times people think that popularity means trueness. They feel that when it is popular, then it is good. It's not always correct. But the thing is, when you can do the work of making the good things popular, then we are able to multiply effects. We are able to multiply great impact. And that's why I'm so optimistic about the fact that uh, us making this popular will light up as many as possible candle lights around the world. It will create an ignition that will, push us into a greater relevance, that will give us greater opportunity of reaching the world. And I said, I have that strong belief in my heart, in my spirit, that you have been commissioned already to stop the devil from killing people with cancer. And it's not something that you actually wished, personally, but in you to be able to go through the I will tell you, many people could not survive the first stage of cancer, not even the fourth stage, in a rare experience. Out of every 10 persons that has cancer, maybe only for you to have such experience, it's what it's been told to the world. And I want us to tell it to the world. And this is just our first attempt at telling it to the world. I look forward to having sessions that we are able to pull out as many people as possible from the hideout. So many people who are already ashamed of sharing their stories, because we are going to be getting strength to do all of this. You mentioned something about how the treatment for cancer should be made available and affordable, because there are a lot of people who have the chances of surviving it, but because of the quality of health care, I see that willingness, I see that enablement. Listen, your name again, but I don't want to mention it wrongly.
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite, yeah, Aphrodite. I won't forget
Okay.
Aphrodite. Now, this is it. I want us to, have a platform. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I know it's going to be possible. That let's say globally, in a year, we are able to, um, give about 100 people from around the world the opportunity to go through quality healthcare to be able to survive cancer. Now, when we are able to increase the chances of people surviving cancer, we have more beautiful stories to be told to the world, and we have more of our heroes staying with us instead of them going away like Boseman Chadwick Boseman. I didn't have the experience of that man when he was around. I was, I'm not such a movie person. I don't watch so much of movie. But when he died, I got to know about him, and I started researching about him, and I saw how great it is.
Can I tell you
We
one
have
thing?
lost in a person.
Can I tell you?
I'm listening.
Can I tell you one thing?
I'm
Okay.
listening.
Okay. So when I watched the movie Black Panther, that was one of the best movies he was in. Was Black? He was good in all the movies, but Black Panther was the best. Now let me tell you a line that I quoted from him in his character to his dying father, what he said to his dying father in the movie, and it resonates with me to this day. And I think it will resonate with people around the world. Okay? Here, wait, hold on. Let me get it, because I don't remember what it says here. But
no problem. No problems. We're waiting for you.
Yeah. So this is what he said as his character in the movie of Black Panther. But I'm gonna say, I am not ready to be without you. Now think about that. Think about that line. And that also applied to him. That also applied to him after he passed. I am not ready to be without you. Now think about that. Let everybody capture that line in your head. What does that mean to you? Well, to me, it means I am not ready to give up. I am not ready to die. I am ready to fight this illness we call cancer. Because again, cancer is the enemy. Think of it that when I said life is precious, death is permanent, which side are you going to choose? Are you going to go to life, or are you going to go to death?
Life.
Exactly, life. But there are people, like you said, that are ashamed. Why? Do not be ashamed of what you have. You have an illness that can be treated. You have the will to survive. Look at me. Look at me as your example. Look at me as your example. Don't look at him. Because again, let's compare the two. We both had cancer. He had colon cancer. I had breast cancer. Okay? But his had advanced. Even though he'd done the treatments, he had waited. And I believe that. He waited until he got I don't think he went right away and said, hey, look, I have something. I'm going to go get it checked. And hopefully it won't be cancerous. He did not take that approach, and he hid that from the world for whatever reason. When I watch him on Black Panther, there was a scene that I saw, okay? I don't know if anybody else saw it. To me, he looked sick. You could tell. And he was working too as he was doing the treatment. He was working, but he was also battling an illness while he was on screen. So the hero that you saw on screen was battling an internal illness that nobody knew about. The people who worked with him on that movie, the directors, the producers, the only people who knew was his family. Okay, he didn't come out and say, hey, look, everybody, I have cancer. He didn't say that. Why? Were you ashamed? Are you afraid? There's nothing to be ashamed and afraid of. Look at me. I had breast cancer that could have taken my life. In the time they said it was breast cancer that had spread to the lungs. That's what they thought initially. And I said, no, I am not going to give in to cancer. I am going to stick around and find out. I'm going to fight it. I'm going to fight it with all my might. All the chemotherapy, yes. And I will tell this to people who are going through this right now. When you have a cancer diagnosis, you're going to go through chemo. Chemo does take a lot out of you. It makes you tired. It makes you weak. But you get drugs. The doctors give you drugs for the pain. For me, I didn't want that type of pain, okay? I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't move around. I went to the hospital twice, okay? But I went through it. I got through it. How did I get through it? The doctors and nurses did not give up on me. My family didn't give up on me. Nobody outside of my circle gave up on me. They forced me to fight the illness. They forced me to stare down cancer and say, look, you are not going to take me. I am too young. I am not ready to go. I was 35. I don't even remember turning 35. I don't remember being 36 on my birthday. I was still fighting the illness. I fought for over a year. And it took me a long time after that to get better. And then when I finally got better, I was ashamed. Not because I had it, because after I won and I got that second chance, I was ashamed of showing my body. I was ashamed of showing that part of me that I did not have. And guess what? Why should I be ashamed? That's your battle scar. That's your medal. That's your Purple Heart. That's what it is. You have nothing to be ashamed of. And I'm telling the people out there, the ones who will not go in, do not be ashamed. There is nothing to be ashamed of. You have an illness that can be treated. Go in there with pride. Go in there with bravery. Go in there with courage and take that Chadwick Boseman quote. I am not ready to be without you. Let that resonate. You say that to your family will say that to you. I am not ready to be without you. They had said that to him, but he had died. He had already passed on. His cancer was advanced. Even though he was doing the treatments, his was advanced. Mine wasn't. Thank God. I got through it, and I'm here today. That's why I said life is precious. Death is permanent.
Choose life.
Choose life over death. Go to the light. Don't go to the darkness. And that's why I'm trying to encourage people out there. Do not be ashamed. Why are you ashamed of going to the doctor? What is it, because of the payment? Well, we have to find a way. We have to find a way to get you to go there. We have to find a way to make it easier for you to go there, to get yourself treated. You can't make excuses like that, because when you make excuses, you're making excuses with your life. If your life doesn't mean anything to you, then by all means, suffer. I don't want to sound cruel like that, but that's what I'm seeing in you. You don't care about your own life, then you don't care about surviving, you don't care about the people that are in your life, then suffer. But I don't want to say that, because that would make me a person that nobody wants to be trusted. So I'm saying to you, don't be ashamed. Go get yourself checked, whatever it might be. Get the treatment. Fight like hell to stay on earth, and you will come out the victor. and you say to those words that the late Chadwick Boseman, that he didn't even have a chance to say, because I knew he was afraid and ashamed, but he battled it for 4 years. Okay, 4 years. I battled it for a year. And look at me now. Look at me now. I came out. I came out and I'm alive to tell my story. I'm trying to encourage
Wonder
everybody,
Woman.
please. You will have to get me the cape, the bracelets, everything. So seriously, do not be ashamed. Do not be ashamed of the illness that you have. There is nothing, we are all going to get sick in this lifetime. Let's think about that. We are all going to get sick. And it does, again, cancer does not discriminate against you of how you look, where you come from, your background, whether you're a male, female, even children get cancer. Think about that. Everybody gets, animals get cancer. Everybody gets cancer. You can take care of yourself. You can even exercise and eat correctly and be healthy, but you're still going to get sick. Like me, I never thought I would ever get cancer. Never. I didn't have a history of it in my family. I did not have, neither my mother or father's side had no history of it. Okay? But the thing you have to remember, if you do have a history or you don't, you still got to get yourself treated.
Yeah.
Colon cancer, they came out with new guidelines. And this is another thing I'm going to touch on for colon cancer. On the news, they said 45 is the new 50 when it comes to getting it treated. Well, you know what? I disagree. And why do I disagree? Because a lot of younger people are getting it. A lot of younger people are now. Look at Chadwick Boseman. He was under the age of 45 when he passed. He was 43. Yeah. He was 43. Okay? So I think those guidelines should be changed. I think it should be a lot lower, the age. I think it should be maybe like in your 30s, from 30s and on. Because I think that, again, cancer, you can get it at any age. Me, I always thought with breast cancer, because they told me if you're past a certain age, you will have suffered, you will have lost. Because the older you get, the harder it is for you to fight it. That's what they told me at the time. If you are older, if you are like past 50, 60, if you're in your 70s and 80s, it's very hard to treat. I was 35, so it was easy for me to treat the cancer and to get through what I went through. But at the time, the age was different in terms of getting yourself checked with your breasts for women and for men too, but mostly for women, your mammogram. You should get a mammogram every year so that whatever it is in your breast, they will find it. So for me, I found it because I had it already. I didn't have a mammogram. I just did my breast examination. I found the tumor, or I thought was, I didn't think it was a tumor. It was something in the form of it looked like a marble of some sort. Went in, got it checked, too late. 9-centimeter tumor. If you picture a 9-centimeter tumor growing in your body, it's not a pleasant experience. Because they said to me, you could die at any time. You do not, this is the choice I was given, and that's why I'm telling people to go out there and get yourself checked. Either when we find a tumor in your body, and we say to you, you got to go right away. You got to go to the oncologist. You got to get your scans taken, make sure that it has not spread in every part of your body, and you must do the chemotherapy. Either you do the treatment or you die. That's basically what it comes down to. Either you choose to live or you choose to die. There's your choice right there. You have a choice to make. Go to the doctor. Get yourself checked. Go through the treatment. Go through the chemo. You're going to go through pain. That's a part of the treatment. You're going to go through pain. But not everybody goes through the same side effects. It all depends on the cancer you have and how far it's gone. With me, I went through everything, and I got through it. And I got through it through my worst time. And it took me at least a year before I finally came back to myself. That's why my emotions took over again. I was ashamed. I didn't tell people. People said to me, have you ever had a disease? I would say, no. I lied. Why? Because I didn't want to talk about my cancer. I wanted to put it behind me. That's why I said I wasn't ready to tell my story. Now I'm ready. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of having cancer. As a matter of fact, again, this is my battle scar. This is my battle scar. This is what I have. I don't have a breast anymore, but I don't care. Why? Because I'm alive and well. I'm here to tell my story. I don't look to see what I don't have. Body parts do not make a person. Keep telling yourself that. You are 100%. No matter what part of your body you had the cancer, whether you have that body part or not, you're still a complete person.
Yeah.
Make yourself believe that. Don't let somebody come up to you and say, like the person I was with, and I was telling you, my ex had told me that. He said to me, "Well, you're not a woman." And he said, "What do you mean? You don't have a breast." I said, "No, I am 100% woman, and this breast is no more because there was a tumor. Would you like me walking around with a diseased breast and a tumor?" No, you wouldn't. I am 100% woman. I'm 100% a human being. Again, a body part doesn't make a person, period. Don't let that defect or flaw, don't be ashamed of that. Embrace your flaws and your defects. Embrace them. I've lived with this for how many years? But in the beginning, I was ashamed. I didn't want to tell my story. And the other thing that I will talk about quickly is after I got better, and then I would try to go out and get a job, I got discriminated. Why? And this is something we have to talk about and deal with too, because you're going to get that throughout
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
world. When you come out of an illness and you're 100% better, and you go to apply for a job. Now, some companies won't ask you, but sometimes will ask you, have you battled an illness? A long time, I said no. I lied because I didn't want them to know that I had cancer for whatever reason. I'm not ashamed anymore. I'm not going to lie anymore. I fought the illness. I'm here. This is my story. But a lot of companies say, we will not hire you because you had a pre-existing condition. In other words, you're a liability to us if you told us you had cancer. If we hire you, and what happens if you get sick? Well, what happens if I get sick? I don't do it on purpose. Do you think I'm going to get myself sick after I get a job? No. We're going to get sick in our lifetime. We can prevent it as much as we can, but we are going to get sick. That is part of being a human. We are going to get
Yeah.
sick. That you can't stop it. But you can't discriminate against me because I had a pre-existing condition. So in other words, you are not going to hire someone because of that. Well, you know what? Then I don't want to work for you. And I will tell you this, and I'm going to promote my business over here because I'm going to be doing a side business down the line to let people know you can come out of this illness and still be a success with a
Yeah.
defect or no defect. And that's what I'm
That's
doing.
it.
I'm going to
Correct.
promote my business to help people. Okay, but this is more of a health and wellness with a little bit of food in there. Okay, so I'm going to do that, but
Beautiful.
I also want to do diversification. Why? Where I'm living right now, the town is diversified. We're all of different backgrounds and colors. If you work with me, not for me, if I have people that work with me in the company, I don't want to be your boss. In other words, I don't see the boss thing like the way you would work for a company. No. With me, it's going to be you work with me so we can sell a product to people, get them to buy our product, and build up the profit. And also
Beautiful.
teach along the way. And teach because I don't believe in the whole, well, I'm your boss and you're my. No, I don't like that. I am not boss material. I am not manager material. We will work alongside together. I will, and it doesn't matter if you have a defect or a flaw, if you have a pre-existing condition. I'm not going to discriminate. I don't discriminate. I don't. So why should you discriminate against me because of my illness? You're telling me I was ashamed to have cancer. Well, I'm here. I'm a success story. I made it out alive, but you're not going to hire me. So guess what? I will not work for you then. I'm not going to work for someone who's going to discriminate against me. That's the highest form of discrimination, to tell someone we will not hire you because you're a liability and you can get sick again and you can make our profits go down. You don't tell that to someone. That's shameful. So when I have a company, guess what? I don't care where you come from, what your background is, your nationality, your color. I don't care about any of that. The thing I care about is you have the motivation, determination, the willingness to learn. And if you have a defect or a flaw, it's overlooked. Because to me, you're 100% of a human being. You're not half of a person.
I'm clapping for you. I'm clapping for you. That's awesome. That's awesome. You see why you survived it? Because your breed is different. Your kind of person is different. And in a world that is getting really divided, really out of place, we need people like you. And that was why God spared you. You know what is going to look like that goes out, put in more darkness. And that God will not allow the can go out sun when there's no sun. So, it's in the will of God that the candle out, because it's going to lead others through out of darkness. Seriously, I feel greatly connected with you know your aspiration, and seriously, I am seeing the hand of God more in this. It's not by accident that we have today as a session. A lot of people are showing their love here. Indajit is saying that help me wish her happy birthday. I think maybe he wasn't
Thank
able
you.
to do that yesterday. All the same, it's beautiful. Indajit is one of my friends like that, an elderly friend. Just like you too. I'm used to having elderly friends because it's been one of my secrets of wisdom, because when you
Mhm.
have people that are quite ahead of you, you are able to learn from experience, and it's always interesting like that. Indajit is a consultant with the United Nations. He's been here and there in the aviation industry. Is really a voice to reckon with, and he's saying something. He said he's going to write. Let me even read it. He said, "I would love to write an article on Afro D." Did I
Aphrodite,
miss
you're
it?
saying it wrong again.
I missed it again. I'm sorry. Don't worry. You send me the audio so that every morning I will have to listen to it first in the morning so that I won't forget. Aphrodite, Aphrodite, Aphrodite. Don't mind me. I think it's a defect. I don't quickly remember people's name, but I won't forget your face. No matter how long I've seen it before.
Just
So
call me
he said it's
Wilma.
going to be writing. He said he's going to be writing an article on you, and he's already connecting with Vivian Inz. He's a super editor. I'm looking forward to something explosive. There's something you talked about that is catching my attention now, and I like us
Mhm.
to actually emphasize on it and throw it out there. It shouldn't be a problem that people who narrowly survive to be alive now find it difficult to get jobs that will keep them, active, that will keep them amongst people. Because the opportunity to get jobs, gives you the avenue to stay with people, to interact with people, and show how, human you are, getting
Mhm.
things done and pushing stuff forward. I am speaking this to the world now. Listen, you are an employer of labor. Do not discriminate in getting people to work with you. Do not say, hey, you have problems with, maybe, some people are handicapped, some people don't have hands, some people don't have legs, some people, the way
Mhm.
their bodies are, they can't explain why their bodies are like that. But if they can bring value, don't discriminate them and say because of their improper body shape or body part being defected or defective,
Mhm.
that then they don't have a place in your company. No, that is not good. Please,
That's
I'm
the
raising a
word.
voice. I'm doing a shout now to the world. Please give people the opportunity to stay with people. It enhances recovery process. It allows them to recuperate in such a dimension that is beyond comprehension. When they find themselves amongst people, they talk, they chat, and they're able to bring forward their ideas. They're able to
But can I
contribute
tell
their
you
quota,
something?
to the development of the world. You said,
Can I say something?
I'm with you. Yeah, go ahead.
So it took me a long time after I got better to find a job. The company that and this is another thing I want you to be aware of. I was working when I was sick and I got on disability. The company that I was working for had said to me, "Oh, don't worry. We want you to get better. You are a valued employee. We will keep your job." When I got better, they gave the job to somebody else. So I wasn't a valued employee because I took too long to get better. I said I was fighting for my life. Don't you understand? Cancer takes so much out of you. Did you think that if I was going to fight this disease that I would come the next day and I'd go back to work? It does not work that way. I got slapped in the face, not literally, but I was upset by that company. I'm not going to name their names, but they're a big, a big, well-known company. And I said to them, So you wanted me to get better, and you said my job will be safe, but when I came back, you gave the job to somebody else. That was a big slap in the face. So
Very big one.
then I said to myself, you know what? I will go someplace else. But I've had a hard time up until, well, I've been working since then. Then when this pandemic hit and I couldn't find work, now we're out of the pandemic. And I said to myself, okay, I'm going to see what's out there. But I keep getting the same questions. Did you have an illness? And I've been told by recruiters and companies, or actually recruiters themselves, do not tell anybody you have an illness. And I'm like, why? Do you want me to be ashamed of my illness? No, I am a 15, almost 16-year survivor of breast cancer. I am not hiding from the world anymore. If you don't want to hire me, that's on you, and you are discriminating against me, but you're also discriminating against people with disability. People with disabilities can do anything. They can do a
Yeah.
lot more than a person who does not have a disability. I have a defect, yes, and I'm 100% better. I am not sick anymore. Knock on wood. But if I get sick, it's not on purpose. It happens. Sometimes a cancer can come back. It can. But that doesn't mean that you're going to take me with my illness and say, we do not want to hire you because you will be a big liability to us. So in other words, anybody who has a disability, a pre-existing condition, a defective flaw, you're not going to hire them? That is discrimination. That right there is discrimination. Why should I work for you? I was telling this to a friend, to somebody that I used to work with, and he had said to me, think of it this way. You're a cancer survivor. You have every right to come out there and tell people what you fought. You fought a battle with cancer, and you came out on the other side of victory. If those people cannot see that, they're not worth your time. Time to move on. If I have a company, period, whether it's for cancer, whether it's for helping people out in struggling with money and a job, because you need to survive in this world. You need to have a job. You need to have money to put food on the table, to take care of your family or whoever. I will tell you this, so everybody knows this. If I have a company and I have people underneath me, again, we're going to work together alongside of each other. I'm not going to be your boss or manager. We're going to work together. We're going to fight, and we're going to let all those other companies know, and we're going to have a name for ourselves. We are all cancer survivors. We're all going to be in a group together. So it's just going to be people with cancer. I will just hire people who are survivors, who have a disability, who have no body part. To me, you're 100%. We are going to fight this war. It's a war between us versus the people out there who are shameful, spiteful, discriminate against you because you have a disability, discriminate against you because you have a pre-existing condition, discriminate you because you are from a different background or different color. See, this country alone, and this is why I like the international part. Why? Because international, they accept you. In United States, and I don't want to say anything bad against the United States because I was born here, but since this pandemic, people have been fighting with each other. And for what? All you hear on the news is people attacking people because of who they are. Why are you doing that? Why? It's the same thing when you tell me, I'm not going to hire you because you had cancer. Well, you're discriminating against me. You're discriminating against me. And then you tell me, like, and I'm telling you because I'm Greek. So my parents came from another country. They had to come to the United States to become U.S. citizens, okay? So I'm 100% Greek by them. Even though I was born here, I don't identify myself as white. And the reason why I say that is because European Mediterranean, they have olive skin color. They have a skin color to them. So even though I was born here, I identify with my family. And if my family were under attack, well, guess what? I will defend them. Even though they're not here, I will defend them to the end. Like I defend everybody who I have friends with around the globe who are from every part of the world, every part of the country. Doesn't matter what color you are, what your skin tone is, your background, your nationality. You are a person to me, and that's how I see you. And the way I judge this with people, your body language tells me that you're a racist. Your body language tells me you're ignorant, that you don't want any other kind of people in your circle. That's not who I am. And don't make me change my ideals to suit yours. Because I'll tell you right now, on LinkedIn, I've met some, in addition to you, because you've actually brought me out to this platform, I have a lot of good friends from all around the world. And I find that with them, they're easier to talk with and they understand versus the people here in the United States. Because they understand you understand my plight. Ever since we first started talking, you've left me words of wisdom, and which I appreciate very much. You've uplifted me. I don't think I could have been on this platform without you. So I
I'm
have to
only
say,
privileged. I'm only privileged to have it come by. It's a great honor that you didn't turn it down, and I'm so honored,
well, I'm honored to be here to tell my story.
really honored about that. Thank you so much. It's a privilege for me to be here.
Well, it's a privilege for me to tell my story to you and the world.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I think
I'm listening too. That's why I said
okay. Indajit and Vivian, they have successfully created a team, you know, and what they want to do is to write about you for the world to read. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, I think I've gotten partners already that'll be
mm-hmm.
joining me and you to write the book we talked about. It's going to be really interesting, really interesting. So you see, um, not ashamed, not ashamed, not ashamed. When we put away our shame, our fame comes alive. When we put away our shyness, that strength to be able to fly, is given to us. We have put away our shame, and that's why it's our time to be. So I want to tell you that it's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new era, it's a new season. Yesterday
Mm-hmm.
was your 51st birthday, and seriously, I tell you, like you told me, that many people don't believe that. Oh, when they see you, they say, "Wow, are you serious?" And you know why? Because God knows that you're going to be here for a long time. He has blessed you with that kind of body that is, young enough to be able to carry you for a long time. You know what? New done, it's a new era, and it's going to be a beautiful time. It's going to be great time. I see the world opening up to us. I see the world saying, "Hey, we've been waiting for you. You are the savior. You are the one we're waiting for." There are a lot of people in this lineage that are waiting for you. Those people who thought that, okay, there's nothing good again for them in life. They feel like, okay, everything is done for them. We have different phases of it now. There are people who maybe in their lifetime may have the case of cancer. They don't have it here. It's not a curse. A lot of things are going the other way now, and reasons why people get sick are not even predictable. There are some people who have it, who will survive it, and there are some people after surviving it, you know, they enter into a new kind of life. So we have three phases of people who are going to be listening to you from time to time all around the world. All around the world. You know what? From the deepest part of my heart, from the soul of my soul, I see you one of these days going on a platform by World Health Organization and telling people passionately about yourself. Because I've met people, I've read stories. Do you know that Warren Buffett also, had case of prostate cancer, but he survived it because of his level of knowledge. He would not have taken anything for granted. To go through the process and come out of it. But there are some persons who still take it for granted, and because they take it for granted, they choose death, the permanent exit over life that is precious. So you are going to be a motivation to the world. You are going to be a great source of inspiration to the world. And you know what? If you did not give up, I don't think anybody has the license to give up. You did not give up, and I see you as you know, what will I call it now? I think you deserve a statue, to be made for you. And seriously, I mean it. I mean it.
Oh, come on.
Somewhere in America, just like the Statue of Liberty.
Oh,
You are an example of a Wonder Woman, just like you always call yourself. It's not it's not easy. I know what it looks like to go through the experience and not just to come out and strong, but to come out valiant. Emotions can have their time. Sometimes you feel bad. It's part of life to feel bad sometimes, but your strength to always bounce back and get on your feet and say, "Hey, I know I was spared for a reason. I got a second chance for a reason, and I'm not going to let my tribe down. I'm not going to let my people down. I am here to be an example to the world, to tell them, hey, this is how it should be done. And you've got no excuse. Some people would say, I can't do it this way because I am not strong. You know what that happened to me? You know what happened to me? You know what I
mm,
survived? Hey, put that aside. Come and look at Aphrodite. Did I get it correctly?
yes.
Yeah, amazing. Come and look at her and see how she's doing it well. Come and look at her and see how she's doing it without reservation, no excuse, going all out to get things done. Seriously, you are a spectacle. You are spectacular. You are, uh, I don't know. I don't know what to even to qualify you. You are just an amazing being, and it's a privilege that we did not lose you in this our generation. And you are
Thank
here to
you.
motivate our generation. You are here to tell us that it doesn't matter what you have been through, nothing can stop you from reaching your goal. Nothing can stop you from fulfilling your purpose. It's a new dawn. I feel it strongly in my heart. It's a new season. I feel it strongly in my spirit. And I know you are going all out to make us proud and to stop as many as possible that the devil has planned to kill with cancer. Now, when we talk about cancer, I think in the book we're going to be
Mhm.
covering it that okay, cancer is not just that ailment. Cancer is anything that can stop you from doing anything. So it's a story of resilience. It's a story of never give up. Never say never. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. If you don't get to the finish line, don't stop running. Because until you get to the finish line, before you can get the gold medal. It's beautiful, really, time. Beautiful time with you today, and I'm amazed. I'm so amazed. It started very uninteresting. We're trying to get hold of the network and then get the thing connected. But here, right here, I am fulfilled today that we're able to do this, not minding the situation and all of it. Thank you so much. I know
No, thank you.
how much I know how much it took both of us to be here today. You told me, you said, Olatunji, you know what? I'm not going to be doing a video. I will do a radio. I said, don't worry. As long as you're coming, I'm cool with it. And seriously, I think it's a nice experience today. I like the strategy. You know why? Because everybody wants to see you now. Everybody want to hear your story. Everybody want to listen to you. Everybody around the world wants to know who the person is, who did it, who survived it, who is here to tell us how to go through it without any reservation. You
So
are
no,
a
wait a
star.
minute. Am I gonna
Okay.
get celebrity endorsement? I want to talk to a celebrity.
Yeah. I remember, one of the sessions we had, breast they are too. They are supposed. Sometimes celebrities feel that they are too. Would I say special to be sick, and sometimes they don't want to talk about their sickness, and that's why just like Instagram Live, people have been trained to come out and tell us the good part of their life. They don't want to tell us those behind the scene events of their life. So it's going to be very exciting moment. We are going to be having. I see us having this. I'm trying to put my schedules together and see how we can have this. If it's going to be once in a month or once in 2 months, we'll go around, try to get celebrities to talk to. We have so many of them. We have so many people around the world who are suffering from this. We have so many people around the world who survived this. We have so many people around the world in despair of the celebrity who feel that they are supposed to be immune.
You know what celebrity I want to come on? Because
Okay.
I read his background, Idris Elba, because he's
Idris
British.
Elba.
Idris Elba, but he has Nigerian. I think he has a Nigerian background. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
You can
That's
get
going to be
him.
interesting. That's going to be
If you
interesting. So it is Abba, wherever you are listening to us, or whoever is listening to us, who can tell Idris Abba, we are bringing you here. We want you to come and relate with us and share with us, in this experience that is going to change the world. Come to relate with us with this experience that is going to stop discrimination of people with defects or disabilities. That's going to change the world concerning how we turn out for people to become their strong force, their recovery strength, everything they need for them to be able to survive sicknesses or disease or whatever it is. I believe that with the right support system, anybody can go through anything. And when we create that for people around us, we are going to be happy for it, because I cannot afford to be without you. I've forgotten the way Chadwick put it, but I don't want to be without you,
I'll
And,
tell you. I will tell you. I am not ready to be without you.
yes, I am not ready
I am
to
not
be
ready.
without you.
That's what he
Ready.
said to. That's what
Yeah,
he
I
said
am not
to.
ready to be without you.
He said
That's
that
it.
to. Yeah, he said that to his father in that movie, The Black Panther's dying father. That's why that resonates with me, because when he died, that's exactly that phrase that came out before he died. I am not ready to be without you.
Yeah.
So take a page from his book, because again, like you said, he died, I survived.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but I'm not saying anything bad about him, because again, I respected him, but to this day, after watching his movies and thinking that he's still alive when he's not, now makes you think about cancer, any diagnosis, any type of illness that you have, whether it could be cancer related, whether or not you have a family history, whether it's in your body or not in your body. But if it's in your body and it wasn't there before, please don't be ashamed. Go to the doctor. Get yourself
Yeah.
checked. Again,
Yeah.
life is precious. Death is permanent. Now think of it that way. Life
That's
precious, death permanent. Who are you going to choose, life or death? That's
choose
basically
life
what it comes
over
down
death.
to.
Yeah.
You choose life. That's why you survive in this world. You choose life. You don't go to death. You don't let cancer take over you. Trust me, I went through that with my father. My father went through 2 treatments, and then the cancer had spread to his whole body. He was 63 when he passed away. I lost my father at a very young age. Did not have a father figure for he's been gone for over 30 years. Over 30 years. That's a long time to be without a male figure in your life. That's why I sometimes crave the male figure, because he was a hard worker. He put food on the table for his family. He worked 2 jobs. He survived 2 heart attacks, but the cancer he could not beat. He could not beat the cancer. The cancer took over his body, the whole body. even after 2 treatments. He died when there was a chance there was no therapy. When I had cancer in the 2000s, it was 2005, there was a lot of advanced treatment for cancer. The important thing you have to remember with any type of cancer, I'm going to give you a little PSA here. The important thing you have to remember, when you get cancer, whether it's, again, colon, breast, prostate, brain, liver, lung, whatever cancer you have, the thing you need to do is get yourself checked, regardless if you have a history or not. Because again, cancer forms in our body. You know, we could take care of ourselves, we could exercise, we could eat right, we could be like 100% healthy, but you will get sick. And again, it does not matter whether you're, you know, it doesn't matter for your financial background, your educational background, where you come from, who you are. Cancer does not discriminate. Cancer will come at you, and you have to be ready for it. This is the fight we're talking about. Think of it as World War III, okay? It's you against cancer. Think about it that way. It's the cancer cells, and cancer are the bad. They're the enemy. You've got the poison, the ammunition that the doctors and nurses give you. They're giving you ammunition to fight this illness. So it's poison, but it's good poison, killing the cancer cell in your body. That's how they told it to me when I went through it. And believe me, it's going to be a struggle. You are going to go through every emotion. The first time you get diagnosed, you're going to be thinking about life versus death. Cancer, the word cancer itself scares people. Everybody seems to think, oh, it's death. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. You can fight that. You can say to yourself, I am not going to let cancer take me at any age. Doesn't matter if you're young or old. Doesn't matter. You will sit there and you will fight. You will have your family. You don't have your family. You will have the doctors and nurses. Or anybody in your circle, anybody who's been through the illness before will be there to hold your hand, to guide you, to push you, to be your little cheering section. Say, we choose for you to live. We want you to live. We want you to survive. You are not ready to leave yet. It's important. It's very important that you get yourself checked. I'm not playing God over here. You have a choice, and it's up to you. Whatever decision you make in your life is on you. If you choose to live, wonderful. If you choose to die, I'm not going to feel sorry for you. That's how I feel. I will not give up. But you know what? I'm not going to give up on you because I'm not going to let you die. That's what my family said to me. My mother said to me, I refuse to bury my child. My sister said to me, I don't want to live without you. You're my sisters. My sister, I love you. My nieces and nephew, we want you around. We want to see what the kind of woman you're going to become down the line. We want to see you make a difference in someone's life. We want you to be around to tell your story. We want you to not be ashamed of who you are, where you come from. I'm not ashamed, and neither should you be. I'm sorry I'm yelling, but this is the point I'm trying to get across. So people can understand. Do not be ashamed. There will be resources available to you.
It's okay.
No,
it's okay. Yeah, that's why.
No, there will be resources available to you. I am passionate for cancer, not just my own, but for all cancer. We all have one goal in life. We all have one goal, no matter what kind of cancer. And I remember this when I got my first chemotherapy treatment. I walked into the room. Everybody was fighting some type of cancer. We were all there for one purpose: to survive, to persevere, to beat cancer. We all went through chemotherapy for every type of cancer. I was in a room filled with people that were different backgrounds, different ages. It does not discriminate. But the one thing you have to remember is this. Also, when they tell you the guidelines, if you follow the information, like with colon cancer, when you should get screened, for every cancer, it really should be about any age. Because when I got my last treatment, I remember walking out, there was a young woman who was in her 20s. She was in her 20s and she was deathly afraid. She got a diagnosis of cancer. The thing I said to her is this: you will not fight it by yourself. Don't think you can go in there with an attitude of, I can take care of this myself. Trust me, you are not going to do it. And you know how I know? Your emotions are going to take over. And they're going to say, well, she's by herself. She doesn't have anybody to support her. No one's going to, push her to get well. They're going to tell her to give up. And that's exactly what you're going to do. You need to have either your family, a friend, or if you don't have either of those people, they have volunteers. or people who have actually physically been through it that can help you, that can guide you. You cannot do this by yourself. That's the one thing you must, if you say to me, I'm going to do it by myself and I'm going to come out the winner, and then when you're going through it and you're doing it by yourself, you're not going to go to the doctor, you're not going to get your treatment, you're just going to quietly let cancer take over. So that's why I said, I am not ready to be without you. You keep telling that. You keep telling that to yourself, not just your family and your friends, because you're the one who's battling the disease. So you say to yourself, in your head, as if you're talking to your younger self, I am not ready to be without you. Keep that quote inside of you. I am not ready to be without you. Then you say to yourself, because when I said it before this came out, I said, I am not ready to die. I prayed to God, I'm not ready to go. When I went under, when I had the thing in my lung and they put me under, I actually, and this is true, I went under, I saw at the end of the tunnel a white light. My father was standing there. And he said to me, it's not your time, you need to go back. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's not your time, you need to go back. You don't understand. You have a story to tell. It's not your time to come here. When it's your time, the only person who knows will be God. God is the one who makes that decision, not you. It's you have to go back. You have a story to tell. And at the time, he says, you cannot leave your mother. You can't leave anybody behind. You need to go back. You need to fight cancer. And I did. I listened to what he said to me. He said to me, you have to fight. He says, I didn't get a chance, but you have that second chance. Don't blow it. You need to go in there and fight. Be a warrior. You're a warrior. You're a warrior, just like in the movie, in the Panther movie. You are a warrior. You're a woman warrior. We are all warriors in the game of life. It's not even a game, it's reality. But we are all warriors in the fight against cancer. We are all survivors in the battle against cancer. We cannot give up. And I'm going to tell this to people out there who are still ashamed to go to, don't be ashamed. I'm not going to let you die. I refuse to let you leave. I refuse to let you give up. I refuse. You will not give up. If I have to, I will hold your hand. You will not give up. We will fight this war together. We will form a human chain around you, and we will sit there and we will be like the cheerleading section, like my family. You are not going to give up. It's not your time to leave. That's what my father said to me. It's not your time to leave. You are here to make a difference. Be a survivor like me. If you become a survivor, then it comes down the line to the next person, and so on and so on. And we're all going to come out the victory, and we're all going to have a celebration, and we're all going to be out there on that platform. All of us are going to be survivors of every type of cancer. We are going to fight cancer. We're going to get rid of it once and for all. We are starting in the new century. We're in the 21st century and beyond. If I can leave behind my legacy when I go and say, she inspired me, she never gave up on me, she made me see that there is light at the end of the tunnel. You have to go to the light. You have to go to the, you cannot go to the darkness. Go to the light. Go to the light.
Yeah.
I am not ready to be without you. You keep telling that to yourself, not to your family, to yourself, because you're the one who's fighting the battle. Say it to yourself. I am not ready to be without you. Make yourself believe that.
I am not ready to do without you. Yeah.
You keep saying.
I absolutely enjoyed myself today, and it's interesting that we came all out. You know, in the best way possible, original. You know, without anything to color it up or make it interesting, but the way it is, you know, in the real form, and that's really beautiful. I really appreciate this from you.
Thank you.
And I want to appreciate everybody. Let me do a shout out to everybody who stayed with us, you know, right from the beginning till now. I think if I want to give medals, I will give medals to, you know, everybody. And for two persons, Indajit and Vivian, the two of them already formed a team where they're going to be writing articles about you. And you know what? I think they even came up. They came up with a topic already. Let me check. Okay, yeah, being unique. Yeah. Indaji said the title of the article will be Being Unique. Wow. Aphrodite is unique.
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite! Oh, Aphrodite.
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite. Aphrodite. Aphrodite. Don't worry, I'll get over it. Don't worry.
I hope
I,
so.
I'll get over the name, I'll get over calling the name correctly. So, okay, as it is now, we have a beautiful outing today, and I would not like to, to take our audience longer than this. And Indaji talked about, yeah, that he is going to see how, okay, said, I know Naomi Campbell. She's Somali. Oh, that's interesting. So that's going to be good. He already mentioned
Mhm.
a celebrity that he would talk to, and we'll see how she can come around. And one of these days, we fix a session and we have a nice time sharing to the world and making people to know more about this. I know it's a new day, it's a new dawn, and the world is ready to listen to us. Thank you so much. Very briefly, I want you to just tell us one or two things you want to tell us on the parting note for now, for people to not forget about today's session and about the reason why we are here today. It's really an amazing time. Can you just give us
We
one or two words as we go?
Well, the one word I have is survive.
Yeah,
Survive and persevere. That's what you need to hear. Survive and persevere. Because without those two words, you're not going to get through anything. You got to be a fighter, a warrior. That's what you have to do.
yeah,
Cancer is not a joke. Cancer is a real diagnosis. Do not be scared when you hear the word cancer. The first thing you're going to hear is death. No, knock death out. You're going to say, I am going to fight this. I'm going to win. Cancer will be out. I will be the victor. I will be the one who comes out of this alive and well, not the other way around. Do not let fear, and again, fear is a state of mind. It's not even emotion. You make yourself afraid. No one else does that. You make yourself afraid. So do not be afraid to get yourself checked. Do not be, and if you have a diagnosis of cancer, again, you can talk to me and I can tell you exactly what you need to do. If you're afraid, if you don't know what to do, you can
yeah,
contact me directly. You can either talk
yeah,
to me, text me, find me on LinkedIn, whatever you want. I can tell you my story and I can help you through it.
yeah.
That's basically what
Yeah. I want you to talk to everybody in the world now. So I want to raise my voice that uh, follow her on LinkedIn. I think she's very, very active on LinkedIn. Follow her, and yeah, she also has a podcast. Yeah, tell us the name of your podcast so that people can go there to listen to you, from time to time. I know you have been sharing your experiences through your podcast and sharing how people can come out of, different situations in life strong and healthy. So, what's your LinkedIn name and what's your podcast
well,
name so that people
my
can go all out and follow?
Well, my LinkedIn name and my podcast name are the same. It's Aphrodite
Okay.
V. It is. But on the podcast,
Aphrodite.
the only way I can do is share a link because I really can't come out and tell you what it is. You have to get the actual link. I could send the link to the people who want it. They can listen to it.
Okay.
Or you could
Okay.
send it to them. You could send it to
Yeah.
them because I've done it to you.
Yeah. 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 I think you can on the body of this video, you will see it on LinkedIn. When we come off it now, is what you can see on LinkedIn. So you can drop the link on the
Mm-hmm.
body of this video. Yeah, in the comment section, you can drop the link, and it's on Facebook too, and YouTube at the same time. So you can drop the link for people to follow up. And I'm going to see how we can, put up a strategy for your content so that you can have maybe one or two hours in a week. You can come up with an article with the link of your podcast, so that people can follow you and get along. I've come to realize that you are more of the audio person than the writing person. So there's no problem about that. You're going to make do with your strength, and then we go along that. So we work on that, work out something on your content strategy. So you just maybe just say something little, then you give them the link to your podcast to go and listen to the rest, and then it's going to be nice. I want all of us to do this as a share of love. Support her, Aphrodite,
We're
Aphrodite.
doing that again.
Ah, Aphrodite, right?
Yes,
Aphrodite. Oh,
yes,
why am I getting it? Why am I getting it wrong? I'm sorry. This
that's
is
okay.
I should be flogged for this. Why? Aphrodite, not Dite. Dite. Okay. D die. Deity. Okay, I think it goes up. Deity. Aphrodite.
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 Aphrodite. Yeah, Aphrodite. So go all out, go check her on LinkedIn, follow her, support her, and don't be afraid to ask her questions related to cancer, whatever it is you want to know anything about cancer. She can tell you from her
That's right.
experience, not from head knowledge, not from books. Got the best way to tell you her experience. She's passionate and she's empathic. She's got that level of date you, not minding about where you are feeling. Sometimes some people can feel really out of place talking about you. That intelligence, that care, and that love to be able to receive you. So don't feel bad talking to her about it. She has been through it, but she is down to earth and ready to listen to you. No barrier, no nothing at all. She is not and in any place. She does not belong to any place. She belongs to the whole world. God gave her to us as a gift in this generation. So don't feel any sort of restriction reaching out to her. She's ready and open to listen to you. So going forward, I look forward to us having more sessions like this where we're going to bring people with similar experience, and Aphrodite will be the person in charge. Talk to them, ask them questions that are quite pertinent and are really, really deep, so that they can open up and share their experience to motivate other people around the world. And for your information, we are putting all of these experiences together in a book. You know why? We want people that we cannot have on the live video anytime, every time, to be able to lay their hands on these experiences and get something substantial out of it. And like she also said, we are also going to be having the mighty Aphrodite movie coming. So we're going to be, expecting as much as possible support from all around the world for us to be able to do this. When you do this, you are saving not just a generation, but generations unborn to be able to withstand from the perspective of overcoming cancer, even in real life, every other situation that requires them to persevere, that requires them to not and never give up. It's really an exciting time today. I want to appreciate everybody who made our time to be with us in India. I think they are almost sleeping now. When we started, that was like 2 hours ago. It was 8:30 for them already in India. Now it is already 10:33 or thereabout in India. And my friends all over there, they still do not bother. They still late into the night to be here with us. It's really amazing from all over the world where people viewed us from. I'm so glad and I'm so appreciative of this show of love that you have given unto us today, and I do not take it for granted. I say thank you so much. You know what? When we make the good things popular, then we can be sure of greatness, in our lifetime. It's now the time for us to make the right things to look trendy. It's now the time for us to make the right things to go viral and not, buy into the facts and the bygones that we have out there. So it's interesting, really, really interesting today to have you come around. I'm excited about this. I feel really fulfilled today I started the day not as happy as this. I'm good now, better off than the way I started the day, and it's interesting for me. Today is quite a memorable day, and I'm happy about it. Thank you so much, Aphrodite, for coming.
Thank you.
I'm so
Thank you.
excited about this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're
I know what it
welcome.
means. I know what it means. I know what it means. I know what it means. And you gave it all up for you to be here. I'm so excited. It's good to have you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I want us to go now. What do you think? So we prepare to come back some other times. I see us, having a lot of publication to be able to promote and to, spread this message until it reaches the farthest place on the earth, and it inspires the leadless or the mightiest of people on the planet Earth. Thank you so much. It's good to have you.
Thank
Until
you.
next time we meet again on this platform, I think it's a good time already. Thank you.
Thank you. It was an
Yup,
honor.
you're welcome. Thank you so much. Yeah, amazing time. I really want to thank you for this opportunity to be here. I don't know how it's going to look from after now. I don't know how it's going to turn out after now. Maybe we're going to be having this session. I will call it Life Matters. And if it's going to translate to something really interesting that would help the people, that would inspire greatness in somebody, for them to be able to share their story with the world and become hopeful that life is not yet over for them. I would always do anything in that line. And it's really interesting. I really appreciate everyone who made the time to be here today. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. And I appreciate everyone who has contributed in one way or the other to the success of today's outing. It's really interesting and amazing to have you. Do have a great time. Bye. For now, it's good. We'll have you. See you.